Hello guys, this is Dr. Kcomt, board certified psychiatrist, working here in Central Pennsylvania at a Center for Wellbeing. Today our topic is sound healing, and we have here Lana Ryder, who is a specialist about this topic. Thank you, Lana, for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Lana, can you please tell us about your background and how did you get into sound healing?
Well, how I got into sound healing was it started at an early age because of my mother being a professional musician, and also she had a nursing background. So that healer with music just kind of came through to me, only I practice it in a different way.
I see.
Years ago, I was in allopathic medicine for 25 years, and so I had a lot of the healing knowledge and the training as a medical assistant that I brought with me into the holistic field. But as a massage therapist, I decided to join the WellSpan Center for Mind Body Health when they were first opening it. And the medical director at the time brought in Dr. Mitch Gaynor to speak to us for the kickoff and to speak to the staff and the public and so forth. So, and he was chief of oncology at Strang Cancer Center in New York and also taught at Cornell University. And it was exciting to meet him because as a massage therapist, I thought there has to be a way I can use sound and music besides just pretty relaxing music in the background, okay? And so what Dr. Gaynor had done, first of all, he wrote a book, The Healing Power of Sound, how he used the metal bowls, Himalayan bowls, and the crystal bowls with his cancer patients.
Wow.
And this whole book documents the results that he saw, the benefits that these patients received, and actually helped them with recovery and staying well longer than he feels than if they had not had those benefits of the sound healing. So that to me was like, yes, I can do this. And that's what propelled me into starting to study sound healing and try to find, what was the science. I didn't just want woo, I wanted to know how does it really work. And so for the last 24 years, that's what I've been doing.
Can you please tell us what exactly is sound healing?
Sound healing takes the vibrations and frequencies of the sound instruments, a variety of sound instruments, some indigenous, some are new, and by the theory of entrainment, the client then is restored to well-being. Their health is restored through a variety of ways of using these instruments. And there's training involved. It's not just you make sound with all the instruments. There are things that have to be learned so that you are an effective sound healer.
So is it true that each organ in the body has a different frequency, and through sound healing somehow that harmonize that frequency?
Well, I used to think that. The very first teacher I studied with taught that each organ in the body, each part had a specific frequency or so many hertz. Hertz meaning cycles per second. That the organ would be operating in its healthy capacity. And so say if you had a gallbladder problem, then you might want to use the note of G. Well, I learned later, I kept getting better and better teachers, and I learned that that's not really quite true. You see, what comes into play and what I've seen, and I've seen hundreds of clients over the years and patients, and not just individually, but in sound. And one of my favorite teachers and mentors says that an effective sound healing session can be done by a virtuous practitioner with just one bowl or just one gong or even just their voice.
Right.
And a lot of things play into that. But so that's a whole class. So.
I've seen like different kind of singing bowls. One made of metal and one's made of crystal. Can you tell us the difference?
Well, the metal bowls have more harmonics. In other words, when you take that bowl and you strike it, you will hear the dominant tone, the dominant note. But then as you listen, and this is one of the things we like to teach people to do, is judicious listening, that they really tune in and they hear all the other notes that you can hear after you strike that bowl. So the metal bowls have more harmonics or more notes in them. The crystal bowls have some, but not as much.
Okay.
And sometimes it's a personal preference. Some people will come in and they'll say, oh, I don't like this or that, or I don't like the metal bowls, or I really like crystal bowls. And so, of course, as a practitioner, I want to make sure that they get what they like and what they need in the session. So that would also help determine what instruments I use.
Okay, very nice. So tell us about the benefits, mental and physical benefits of sound healing, please.
Okay, well, mentally, they've done some studies, especially with meditation. I know Dr. Joe Dispenza just came out with a report on boosting the immunity. They actually did some blood work. But so the meditation combined with the sound helps reduce anxiety. It brings about the relaxation response. It helps people to sleep better. Physiologically, of course, it can help lower blood pressure. It can lower heart rate and respiratory rate. So yeah, there are many different benefits from sound healing.
Excellent. Are there any counter-indications for sound healing?
You would want to be careful if you had like a traumatic brain injury. You wouldn't want to do that too soon after someone had that. And you certainly wouldn't do anything on or around their head. And then you could have like a metal part in any of the joints, through any kind of replacement that you had. You would not use any instruments right on those areas. If you had a pacemaker, same thing there. We had a woman in a class one time where she had some kind of a chip in her, she had a marker chip in her thyroid. And they were using the tuning forks, and the woman actually forgot that she had it. So then when they put the tuning fork on that area, then she felt some discomfort, but she was all right. I followed up with her and she was all right. So there are some things you need to know, and also sound healers should be trained, at least have some basic knowledge of being trauma informed.
I see. Well, Lana, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I appreciate being here and this opportunity.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, if you have any further questions, please call here at the Center for Wellbeing at 717-603-3700. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and we'll see each other next time.